Hey guys, welcome to a new video. Today I thought I would share some of my thoughts and opinions of Rogue One. I just saw it today, and while I'm super busy with both of my channels this holiday season, I still wanted to do a bit of a review for you. So warning, this will have spoilers from Rogue One, so if you have not seen it and you don't want to be spoiled, please click off of this video now. So right off the bat, at the beginning of the movie, no scroll. That's so weird for Star Wars fans. While I understand why they did it, it was super weird to not see it when I was at the theater seeing a Star Wars movie. So for me, the beginning of this movie was a little slow and I just kept waiting for more action to start or for things to speed up a little bit. The opening was just paced a little bit weird for me. I just really wanted to get into the heart of the story. For this movie, I actually wasn't aware that John Williams wasn't scoring the music for this one until after I saw the film. I did notice while watching that the music didn't sound as Star Warsy as it could. I'm a big John Williams fan, so usually when I hear some of his pieces, I immediately want to go download some of them or get some of his music because I really like his work. With this one, I didn't really do that. And while you might think it's weird to comment on that, scores for a movie can affect the feel to it, especially when you're dealing with like a saga like Star Wars and you're so used to John Williams music. This movie really bounces around a lot, more than any other Star Wars movie has done before. It was cool to see the new planets, the new places, the new worlds. That was very cool to see, but it did jump around quite a lot. They were actually putting up the names of the planets so the viewer could keep track of where we were, which was helpful. As for the new characters, my favorite was Sherritt. I immediately was drawn to him because I'm a big fan of the Bow Staff, and his character was fantastic. He was super funny and badass. I really loved his character, and I just wish that we could get more backstory on him. We could see him more, but unfortunately with how Rogue One is set up and the story of it, that's not possible. Going along with that, I loved Sherritt and Baze's friendship. It was probably my favorite relationship within the movie. It was like this awesome bromance going on, and I was a big fan of their interaction throughout the film. Jyn Erso is clearly the main character of this, and she was alright. Didn't have any specific problems with her, but did I immediately fall in love with their character? Not so much. I would most definitely put the other Star Wars leading ladies above her, not really for any particular reason. I just didn't gravitate towards her as much as I have with past characters, and let's be honest, I don't think anyone will ever beat out Leia for me. She's my favorite character, so that's a tough one to beat. Felicity Jones' performance was fantastic, and I really did enjoy seeing her on the screen. I just don't think I connected too much with this character as I have with past characters, and as I said, Sherritt was definitely my favorite of the new bunch. Forrest Whitaker's character was interesting to me. Now, I haven't seen the episode of Clone Wars that he is featured in, the 4 episodes I believe. I'll probably go and watch them now, but I didn't really have any backstory going into this about his character, so I didn't feel a real connection to him. And I feel like he was introduced a bit rushed, as if we already knew the character really well, and clearly I didn't, so it just was an interesting character. Not bad, not good, just interesting. Now, a lot of people are talking about Tarkin and what a big role he had in Rogue One. Of course, it was CGI because Peter Cushing has passed away, so it was a little crazy to see someone who's not with us anymore on screen for quite a bit of time. Now, some people had issues with the amount of CGI they used for Tarkin's part. I didn't. I thought it actually looked fantastic, and I was blown away with how much it looked like he was really standing there in the room. Some people will say that the CGI was overused, but I really enjoyed it, and I thought it was great to see Tarkin, just another way to lead up to New Hope. Now, the end of the movie fully had me pulled in. The action was awesome, the scenes were great, and even though sadly characters were dying left and right, this was a war movie. People are gonna die, so it needed to happen. And I think going into Rogue One, a lot of us knew that this team was not gonna make it. It was kind of a suicide mission, but the ending really had me hooked. Now on to the badass Darth Vader scenes. He was scary and terrifying and friggin' fantastic. The breathing in the dark hallway was so terrifying, but so amazing, and then the lightsaber starts. And then he essentially slaughters the entire room. Yep, that's Darth Vader for you. Now, I was totally into this scene. I thought it was fantastic and badass, but a lot of people are having problems with it because if you compare Darth Vader to the end of Rogue One and the beginning of New Hope, there's quite a difference. In Rogue One, he's like slaughtering people left and right, badass lightsaber skills, force skills, all of this. And at the beginning of New Hope, he lets the stormtroopers take the blunt of it, and then he just walks in. I'm going with the theory that he's exhausted from his first battle and that's why he just walks in New Hope. He's not exactly in the best health conditions, so he might need a little bit of a rest before he goes into another battle. I really enjoyed the badass Vader scene and I would have loved to have seen more Vader. So just some other side moments that I really enjoyed in this movie. The Hammerhead ship pushing the Imperial ships into each other, destroying each other, and essentially destroying all of the shield and protective devices they had around the planet below them. That was amazing. Also including some of the fighter pilots from A New Hope in Rogue One's battle was great. It was cool that they snagged some of those clips to edit in. Of course, seeing Mon Mothma and Bail Organa was fantastic in this movie. I'm a huge Bail Organa fan, so I was very excited to see Jimmy Smits in more scenes. And overall, this movie was very visually pleasing. I really loved some of the water shots and running on the beach with the walkers, and that whole battle I just thought was very pretty to look at. So going into this movie, I had 4 things that I desperately wanted and needed to see from this movie, and they gave me all 4. Number 1, after hearing that Jimmy Smits was going to come back as Bail Organa, I needed a scene with him saying he was going back to Alderaan. As sad as that is, it just ties in further to what his fate is going to be shortly. And I loved the mention of Leia and Bail saying that he would trust her with his life. Loved all of the Bail scenes in this. 2, I wanted there to be a reason why the Death Star had a way to blow up, and they gave us that as well. I thought it was a brilliant add-in and a great tie-in to A New Hope. It wasn't just luck that they shot into this hole and then the Death Star blew up. No, it was designed that way by Jyn Erso's dad. And I think that's a great tie-in to New Hope, and it just explains in further detail how that was possible for them at the end of New Hope. Number 3, I wanted to see some badass Vader. And like I just said, we got some badass Vader. We even got to see Vader's castle, which has been talked about for years and years. I enjoyed all of Vader's scenes, and like I said, I would have loved to have seen more Vader. Can't go wrong with Darth Vader in Star Wars. And 4th, I wanted to see Leia. Now, I wasn't picky with this. I would have been perfectly happy if we just saw the back of her head with some buns or her hood. I was not picky at all. I just wanted a reference to Leia receiving the plans. I thought it would tie in perfectly to New Hope, and Leia is my favorite character, so of course I want her to be tied into this. And they gave us a full CGI young Carrie Fisher made to look like Princess Leia from A New Hope. Now, once again, people did have problems with the CGI, like they did with Tarkin. I'm not gonna nitpick it because, like I said, I kind of fangirled out when we got to see Princess Leia. She's my favorite. So it didn't bother me, and I was happy with how the movie ended. And it's a perfect way to just start right in with A New Hope. So all in all, I did enjoy this movie. There were some slow parts in the beginning, and on the opposite end, there were some parts that I feel were a little rushed. But I did enjoy this movie, and I think I really need to see it again. At first, I didn't think I wanted to see it again. It wasn't like Force Awakens where I immediately knew I wanted to see the movie again, but after thinking it over, I kind of want to process the beginning parts more, catch some of the clues and hints that other people have mentioned after seeing it more than once, and just overall process the whole of the movie, seeing it a second time. So will Rogue One be my favorite Star Wars movie? I don't think so, but there were a lot of parts that I really enjoyed in it. And who knows, maybe if I go see it again, my love for it will grow and grow. Time will tell. Thanks for watching, you guys. I hope you enjoyed my review of Rogue One. Subscribe if you'd like to see more videos, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.